Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. Supportive Oracle cards will be by the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Stacey DeMarco. Cool, cool. Alright, already shuffled. Let's go ahead and see what we have. Three. Okay. Oh, these. Okay. I did shuffle these. Well, one of them's different. There's two cards that are similar to the Pisces read, actually. Very interesting. Something like you've got like this weird feel coming into the situation. Something is like going fast. It's just kind of like it feels like you're handling something, you're dealing with it. You're keeping on it the best you can, but things just keep changing, left field things. It's almost like you get halfway down the road and somebody's like, oh, I need that. All right, I'll write it on my list. You get a little farther down the road, somebody calls you and says, I need a ride. Okay, I can do that. I'll do that too. And you're doing these things and you're like, somebody else says, oh, I need this. And you're like, oh, that's across town. All right, I'll see what I can do. And you're like, when I pick you up, could you just jump over there and get that for me and I'll pay you back when I pick you up. It's just, it's going so fast. It's confusing, but you're keeping it together. It's like every little thing that keeps coming at you, you're like, I'm catching it, and then you have to reroute it, and you're like, I have to get somebody to help me. I'll help them. They'll help me with this, and you're having to negotiate and deal with things so quickly. It's just like it's confusing. The energy feels confusing to me, but it's like things keep coming at you left and right. You got to catch that and balance it with this, and somebody's to help me with that. But you're doing it. You're succeeding with this is what I'm also getting, for the most part. You're succeeding for the most part. The bigger things, the things that really need to go well, you are making sure they work out. But you are human. So not everything is going to, make it. Some things are going to slip through the cracks. Yeah, not really not big deal things. So, you're going to do the best you can. I'm saying that and I feel like you're going to... Like somebody I'm feeling is forgetting to pick somebody up and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe I completely forgot. But things are going wild here is what I'm getting. Now, the thing is with this, it's almost like there's a lot of people who depend on you and expect that you're just going to help them when they need help. And you have no problem helping people. You have definitely no problem helping people that you love, but you don't have the time at this time. There's too much going on. Because I feel people are expecting you to help them, and you put that same expectation on yourself is what I'm getting. But there's no time to balance it out. It's like everybody wants your help now. And it's kind of like if it was riddled or sprinkled throughout, you could do that a lot easier, and you have no problem helping people, especially those you love. But I'm getting it. You hold yourself to the same standard people are holding you to. It's just that everybody's asking for everything right now. And it's just kind of like, ugh. And I see other people actually doing their own things. And they're like, I'm having a hard time keeping up with this. If you could help me with that, I have some things and I could help you out later. Like, people are reciprocating. It's not like a problem like that. It's just kind of like you're just one person. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's asking things from you all at once. There's a lot coming at you all at once, all at once, all at once. And you got the fast card here is the Eight of Wands coming in really fast. The Six of Pentacles is kind of sliding in, like you're doing your best you can to help people. You also have to have people help you at the same time. So the Six of Pentacles is kind of sliding in on its side a little bit, saying you're doing everything you can to help other people, but you're also kind of like some of you are going to have to help me help others. Like, I'm going to need some help too to make this happen. The Hierophant kind of slides in there too. It's kind of like the balance is difficult. You're trying to do the best you can. You're trying to hold to this tradition or this ability to help people. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Now, I'm getting this. This is another one on the side. The Five of Swords. It's not all going to plan, but enough of it is. I feel like you have to prioritize. That might be the thing with this. Like, as soon as you see it happening, Start prioritizing. You know what I mean? Prioritize right as soon as it starts, because I feel like it's coming out of nowhere. You're prioritizing. I feel like you're going to try to anyway, but you're not going to succeed with everything. You're just not. And you might want to see if you could, like, pull on favors. If there's people who can help you, do what you can to have them help you. This is going to be one of those times you really need to do that. If somebody can help you and you're just kind of like, well, I don't want them to go out of their way, they're fine. They're willing to help you. This is one hand washes the other. Like, yeah, maybe you don't want to make somebody go out of their way, but I feel like for this situation, it's a good thing to do. It's because you would do the same for them. So call on other people. If they have to go out of their way, it's okay. It's not like I feel like for the people this is hitting for, you don't ask for that all the time anyway, so I would go for it. This whole situation, like, everything is going so fast. I'm getting the Fool card here in the center. Like, you included, you're just taking it moment by moment, trying to get things done. I feel like you have no choice. I really feel like you have no choice. Because if you slow down and start categorizing things, more things fall through the cracks. And that's why you don't have that luxury. Because I have that need. I'm like, I'd like to step, just have a minute to breathe, categorize things like this, that, and put it right in plan, and this is how the plan will go, will be good. I don't see that being an option because, one, you really don't have time to breathe, not for nothing. But two, all right, so say you have a minute to breathe. You put in this plan. This is how the day is going to go. We got all these 5 things. Cool, that's what I'm going to do. An hour later, somebody just throws 2 more things you have to do today. All right, let me breathe. You got to put things back in order. You got to move things around. Okay, so then you go another 5-10 minutes. Somebody else says, and then I need this too. All right, this has changed. Let me put that back in order. Every time you turn around, like, you're going to waste more time. It's not going to work. That's the point. You just got to kind of go, get things done. You can't step back and breathe because you're going to be taking half the day breathing because things just keep coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. You're doing the best you can, though. Now, ultimately, this is, like, really fast-paced. Like, I'm even talking extremely fast, in my opinion. See, I can't slow down, though. I'm going to try. You've got the Sun card is where this is going. And this is on your side. I feel like when this is all said and done, and it's a little cockeyed, you should feel pretty good about doing the best you could. It's kind of looking at yourself like, I'm human. I got a lot done today. Not everything got done, but you know what? I got more done than most because a lot of people would have just stalled in their tracks and just kind of not made it. But I made it. I got as much done as I could. I did the best that I could. So you should feel pretty good when you get through this stage. If you don't, maybe you want to just think back and just realize, just audit it and just realize for how it was coming at you. I feel like that's a big thing. You should be very proud that you did everything you could. You caught as many balls as possible, spun as many plates as you possibly could, and you were as successful as you can be expected to be. I can't pick up that Sun card, but the Sun card is here saying, be proud of yourself for doing the best you could. Yeah, you couldn't get everything, but you know what? This moment, if you have a moment at the end of the day, if you have a time or just a moment just to write things down, you might want to bullet point what you did throughout the day, the best you could. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you write it down, you'll be able to look back at more realistically later because you're gonna come back and look at this day again is what I'm getting. This might be one day that this all happens. Could be a whole week. For some of you, it's probably going to be a week of craziness, but for a lot of you, it's probably just going to be one day. You want to just, if you can, at the end of the day, just bullet point, jot down what you did. In fact, if there's things that you want to get to tomorrow, just like, did this, you want to do this, you know what I mean? Just bullet point what you can. Make a quick list. It'll make a big difference later is what I'm getting. It's big advice for this because you should feel good about doing the best you can, and you want to keep that energy. What I'm getting here, see, this is what's happening. It's gonna happen again. If this is one day or a week, whichever it is for you, it's coming around again is what I'm getting. Because in the center, there's blossoming with release, and then there's self-love down here. Things, how do I explain this? It's like leftovers. Leftover things are not taken care of. And I feel like there's a hubbub about it. And the word hubbub for me means like people kind of getting disjointed or a little bit upset, but they're not like aggressively attacking, but they're like complaining a little bit. It's like one of those things where people say, I hate when people do this. They go, no offense, but I hate when people do that. It's kind of like, don't be offended even though I'm going to say something really offensive to you right now. It's one of my peeves. I'm just like, when everybody says that, when you hear it coming, when I hear it coming, or even to me or somebody else, I'm just like, oh, here we go. Here we go. Load the bus because we're taking a trip. This is not going to be good. But I feel like this is one of those moments where somebody's like, they're complaining in that fashion. No offense, but, and I feel like that's what's happening here. And I feel like you're trying to release yourself from it, and it's almost like they're complaining but trying to release you from it at the same time. You didn't do that the best, but that's okay. And just something like one of those comments. I hate that, though. I really do. It's one of my peeves. Like, no offense, but. I'm like, oh, too late. Already offended that you used that comment, quite frankly. So there's a moment here where somebody's complaining, but there's blossoming, too. I feel like there's leftover things that still need to be done. And I feel like they're trying to get your help for it, too. And I feel like there's kind of like this, it's a poor me attitude a little bit. It does feel like that, like somebody's going, you know, that didn't work out right and made my life a little harder, but, you know, maybe we could change it now. Can you help me? I know you're still busy, you know, blah, 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 blah. I swear to God that I keep thinking about that term. No offense, but I hate when somebody says that. I hate it. Oh, it's one of my peeves. So I see like this is coming around again. It's like if it was a week, it's like a repeat of that week. If it was a day, it's like almost like a repeat of that day. All these things are on your plate. You got the 9 of Swords here, just kind of like, oh my God, I got to do this again. And you're just kind of like, and you're feeling the stress of this, kind of like, this person, I feel like they pulled on your heartstrings a little bit, made you feel a little bad about, you know, whatever was missed or whatever still needs to be done. So you're like, you're under a little extra stress here because you're like, there's so much to do and I don't want to let this person down this time. So I see there's some issues with that. What I'm actually getting, I feel like this last part is like, this is the advice because this is how it's coming in for you. All of this has to be done. The 7 of Cups in this situation is like, it feels like a bunch of tasks. It really does. A bunch of tasks that need to be done. And the 9 of Swords is kind of like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I don't want to go through another day or, God forbid, another week like this. There has to be a different way to handle this. I feel like what they're saying to do is to work it out with whoever this is, even if it's more than one person, and be like, we're going to have to stretch this out. I will help you. I just can't do it all in this condensed time frame. I can help you. I want to help you, but you're going to have to be more flexible. And it's either one of two things. Either you're more flexible and you give me more time to do things and I'll help you out, or you're going to have to find somebody else to also pitch in here. And I feel like they need to find somebody else to pitch in, not you find somebody. Like, you have enough going on is what I'm getting. They're going to have to pull on some resources to ask somebody else to also help. One of the two. Either they have to stretch it out and give you more time to get things done, or they have to find somebody else to assist in this situation. The Page of Pentacles is telling me more is needed. It's going to take more time to work this out. You need more time. You can't do this craziness again. It's just kind of like, it went too fast. It caused a lot of problems. This time you're like, we're going to have to do it right because running through it didn't work. So we're going to do it right this time. We're going to do it slower. And either you have to give me more time and you're going to have to wait for me, or you're going to have to find somebody else to help, to chip in here. I'm understanding the Page of Cups on the other person's side is like they might be a little bit hemming and hawing, or, you know, like they don't really like that, but they will do it. The Page of Cups also, these are both kind of follower energies, and this energy is kind of like what's happening along with the environment. The person you say this to, they will take that direction. They may whine about it a little bit, but they'll do it. So I feel like what they're saying is, for this situation to finally work out, that's what's necessary, that's what's right. I feel like this will reduce your stress a little bit. It'll reduce your stress. And they're saying this, nip this in the bud now, or try to get a hold of this now. Don't let it drive you completely mad. Push back a little bit and demand. Either we're going to stretch out the time, or you're going to have to add somebody else in to chip in. One of the two. And then we'll get this all taken care of, and we'll get it taken care of correctly. Nothing will slip through the the cracks this way. And that's where we are. All right, I think we're good. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.